All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
First of all, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chakwadash. We want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful elect, pushing the truth and all sincerity. Yeah, me and the brother was just, we were speaking about this new variant of plague that they've been talking about, and they're sounding like they want to do something, this winter with it. So what they decide to do, we'll see. But we were just going back and forth, reasoning about what it might look like, and that. And it made a lot of sense. Well, it would make a lot of sense if Esau kind of went raw with this one.
Yeah.
Because we had the previous Pandy with the CV, right? And a lot of it was, some people took it seriously, some people didn't. There was supposedly people dying, but then again, it was like, it doesn't really make sense, and everything was just being written off as a CV passing away, right? And it looked bare booky, right? It looked bare suspicious to a lot of people, because I would have family members in my family that died that just didn't sound right. So people were a bit, they're a bit mixed up in how they should feel if another one comes now, because a lot of them are not gonna trust their governments, right? Because of how they've handled it, right? Some, of course, are gonna be like, no, we must lock down and do this, whatever, the simps. But a lot of people are gonna be like up in the air, like whether or not they trust their governments, and if we should believe it or not. Or is it just like before, and we had to queue outside supermarkets and stand 2 meters apart, and had to go on furlough from work, and all this crazy madness that really didn't really need to be done, because now our economy's fucked up because of it. So much more damage has been done through that than
than the thing itself.
Right? And then we had the V shots, right? And everything that's happened from that. So people are not really in a trusting mindset, a lot of them, right? So how should Esau play this one, right? He should make this one without a doubt like it's a serious threat to health. It's a serious threat to health. That if if I was them, right?
Yeah.
And I was saying, maybe it's like 40% of people just got X'd off the planet through it. They'd have no choice but to believe Esau, right? And control them with that fear, right? Because that's where Esau wants them. He wants them to be fatigued in the mind, and basically when it comes to bringing in the C-HIP, the MOTB, they've got them because of fear.
Yeah, hook, line and sinker. Problem, reaction, solution.
Because it's possible that Esau could drop that at any time now, really. He could drop it in the next big event, world event, global event, right? He could drop it at some point during it. So it makes sense like people will be like proper in fear of life and death type thing. And you just drop that as a precaution, as a salvation to them. Because the next one is more likely to be the worse than the one before.
Yeah.
And it's going to fuck up more shit anyway.
Yeah.
But they're always talking about it now. They're talking about this winter and all that kind of stuff. So we were just going back and forth.
Yeah. And if I could say, before I get this real quick, is just we understand that this man has an idea to cull, right? He has an idea to cull. He looks at the majority of these people as useless eaters, man. Right? That's why he happily experimented on you with these, with those medications.
The V shots,
right?
And he's been using it for ages with the Tuskegees and all this kind of stuff. It's not anything new.
Yeah.
But he was out there promoting it first for Jake first, and look, you Jake was simple minded and went and got it done, and found out that maybe it wasn't the best decision that you made in your life.
Yeah. Yep. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Again, his clock is always ticking, right? He has to do something that's greater than the last.
Yeah.
To get closer to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
That's why it gets worse, because of the timing limit.
Yeah.
And
I would say as well, there's also things that he may be, because obviously we've got the thing he on earth, he's seeing the camps come up, and he's seeing men waking up from all over the world, because is it as well, he knows who's watching, right? And he can be able to tell in these trends, because at the end of the day, everything to him is data, right? They say like data is the new gold, is the new oil, or whatever the saying is. right? All of this data, he's able to say, "Oh, there's a shift coming." Right, you know, a lot less people are believing of the government. A lot more people are reading into this Hebrew Israelite thing. But then not only that, we don't know what the hell the Lord is showing him when he's looking in his telescopes. You know, how many times, different times, you're having like the NASA feed cut out because, you know, some big ass ship, you know, is
it's like a city.
You know, right? So he's getting pressure.
Yeah.
Right, and we don't know what the Lord made, because he's trying to work on a schedule. What does it say in Job though? Right, it says, you know, his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. I.e., Esau's not the one in control of his time.
Nope.
Right, he may have a timeline, right, but then it's ultimately the Lord. The Lord always say this to always say this point, but it's like, what will Esau do if in all the major monuments of the world the Lord just has a chariot just chill? Just stand on, you know, a chariot just chilling on top of Big Ben.
Well, it's like that movie, the day that the world stands still, or something like that.
Right.
I think it was made twice. The second one was with Keanu Reeves. I think there was an original before that. You know, a chariot came, and the world just, you know, the world stopped. It just was surrounding this chariot, man, not knowing what the fuck was going to happen next.
Yeah.
You know. And then, you know, eventually this, you know, people start getting zapped and stuff, you know. But yeah, what would he do? You know, go send his fighter jets, you scramble some jets.
Yeah, because that's all he always does.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Scramble some jets and to see what's up, and, you know, find out. You know, they probably shouldn't. They just left it alone. But yeah, you know, Esau's on a time limit. He's not privy to that time though. He's not privy to when it ends for him. So he's just like, shit. Like, I need to get this done as soon as I can.
Yeah.
You know, but what he can do right now, he's still limited. He can't just jump in and implant people. He can't just go do it. He has to.
Otherwise, he would have.
Yeah, there's a way he has to systematically break people down.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, he wouldn't be able to achieve that, because people would be too much in revolt.
Yeah, it's all about the deception.
People need a reason to want to do that. Right? If there's no fear, no, you know, nothing happening, why would people do that?
Yeah. Well, I'll give you an example. I remember being at work. This must be the end of 2020, so December 2020, and everyone's like, "I ain't taking that jab. I ain't gonna take it." But then, what does Esau do to the Brits? He locks them down from January 2021, well, basically December 2020, right, all the way up to June 2021. All of a sudden. Well, and then what did he say? Oh yeah, you can travel again if you take it. All of a sudden, everyone that was saying, yeah, I wasn't gonna take it, started taking it.
It's mental fatigue.
Yeah.
It's spiritual fatigue, man. That's what Esau is doing to people. He's waging war in you know, subtle ways. You know, he's not coming with guns in your face. No, he's wearing you down.
Yeah.
You know, the scripture talks about wearing down the saints, right? And Jake is a big target for him. Because he gets off on, you know, getting Jake the fuck up, man, and do wickedness.
Of our brethren.
Yeah, that's right. So you know, you are a big target to him because you're his main threat. You're his main problem on the planet. You know, so if he can get you to take V's and MOTBs and all this kind of stuff, man, he's done a good job in his review. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, he's prevented the children of God in his mind.
Yeah.
You know. Yep.
This is Micah 2. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Like, how come, like, you might say, oh, that's just natural, right? Well, how come, like, we hadn't even got through the Pan D, right? And they was already talking about the next one. They was already talking about the next one, and we got to come harder next time and do this and do that. You know, Mr. Gates and stuff talking shit. It's like, can we just chill for a minute? Can we just deal with this one first? No, we got to plan for the next one because why? Because they're planning for the next one. They are planning for the next one. It's not just something they said. They have been. Yeah. They have been planning for the next one and what they're gonna do to the people in that time. Yeah. What processes are gonna be used in that time. And we've got these world organizations now taking more and more front row in how people should be managed. You know, the WHO, the WEF, right? They're being given power, right, to dictate to countries how the people should be managed, how these countries should be managed in such an event, right? So now it's not even just, oh, but our leaders said no. a higher organisation has told them this is what they're supposed to be doing. You can't even blame your government because they're just following orders. So it's like, but who are these people? They're not elected people. They're nobody in it, but they're puppets of the elites, man, on the next echelon, you know.
Yeah.
And that's eventually what's going to make people break, because they're going to come and bring in some next draconian shit, right? As the scriptures say, it should speak as a dragon, right? They're going to come with next draconian shit, and no one can say no. You have to, otherwise there's penalties for it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when it starts going to get, you know, it starts going to get real, you know. And like, yeah, these people, you know, they need to be taking this, and you know, because that was a big thing about all the V passports and that kind of stuff. They was talking a lot about that back then, but now it's not even going to be about that. They're going to positive ID you with, you know, with the implants, man. You know, they're going to say, oh, that's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And these governments all around the world have to follow that because the WHO said it.
Yeah. And
you know,
and then that's why, for instance, he's not stupid. That's why in a lot of these different schemes that he set up during that period of time, he made them prone to abuse, right? Like with the cards, especially the ones in America, where it was literally just you could literally just print it, you know, draw it, write one up yourself. That's what you was having. You was having a load of people that just write one up.
So it wasn't ideal.
Yeah, so it wasn't ideal. That was done on purpose, right? So that this time round, it can be like, look, we tried that. Yeah, in fact, we tried giving you guys, you know, money to help you, but you know, a load of people game the system. So this time around, we have to make it more secure.
You can fake your own tests.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, oh, I'm clear.
Yep.
But you didn't swab yourself. You put any next thing on it. You know what I mean? Oh, that's clear. You know, they don't want that error, that margin, and they don't want it. And they'll just say, yeah, because people are just cheating it. So we got to come in with better restrictions, better methods of control. Yeah. And this whole, you know, everything else that's going on with the blockchain, and that's also they can have this control.
Yeah.
Everything is quantified and data measured, you know, and you know, put in data files. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. So the same thing's gonna be, you know, with these next attacks. Let's put it right in the future, right? That's how they're gonna want to operate. You know? Yep.
Psalms 36 from 3. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil.
Right, so he's always been plotting and scheming. Like, this is, it's continuous.
Oh, what's that 6 days scheming?
Yeah. He's relentless, man.
Yeah.
And so, like I say, you even got through one, he's already planning about another one, the next one after that, you know, obviously as well. You know, so he's always plotting and scheming, and he knows how to break people down. And so even though he looks like he might be incompetent at times, he's not incompetent. He's very smart. He's actually very smart, and he's psychologically breaking people down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Proverbs 4:16, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Yeah, it's his favorite pastime, man.
Yeah.
You know, if he ain't doing wickedness and getting people to do wickedness or whatever, or someone, you know, caught up in his snare, he's not happy. He ain't a happy bunny, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, because, you know, he's looking to take the whole world, man. You know?
Yeah, he cannot be satisfied. You know, I saw one quote from it was from one of them Adult Swim cartoons. It was of little you know, cartoons of a little young Edomite girl, whatever. Basically, the quote says, "It's not enough that I must succeed; everyone else must fail." You know,
that's Esau.
That's Esau.
Yeah, that's Esau, man.
You know,
definitely.
That's Esau's MO to the fullest. As once again, the scripture says, he cannot be satisfied. He is as death. He enlarges his desire as death, man.
And that's why the WF are there for that side of things, you know, because like you ain't gonna need nothing if you're gonna be locked in, because they've done that already. But if you're gonna be locked in into small cities and all that kind of business, then what do you need anything for? They can provide you everything. You ain't gonna need a job. You could be on UBI, Universal Basic Income.
Yeah.
They've got it all planned out.
Yeah.
They have it all planned out, and it sounds like, well, we're just, you know, talking crazy stuff, but they're the ones plotting it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just reporting it.
Yeah, we're telling you. It was just saying, don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, they have all these schemes in place already. Yeah. They're waiting to put it in place, to have it actually run and operate in their societies, man. You know, and you might say, oh, yeah, well, that sounds like you know, well, yeah, it is 1984. You know, it is George Orwell 1984, but that's what it is, because that's, in their mind, for them, that's their utopia.
Yeah.
The dystopian future is really their utopia, because they ain't gonna be living how you living. They want the people in abject poverty and all this kind of business and ultimate reliance and stuff. That's what they want, because they want to look at you and laugh and feel good about themselves. You know, that's how Esau is sadistic, man.
Yeah.
He don't want you to have nothing and want you to suffer.
Yeah, he ain't right. So Scripture says, once again, Habakkuk 2, right, that his spirit that is lifted up is not upright in him. No. You know, once again, like, even in our kingdom, and we're the rightful rulers of the earth, even the heathens are still going to have their own thing. Yep. But for Esau, it was like, no. You can't have nothing.
Nothing at all.
Right? Everyone is oppressed, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and anyone that tries to, you know, stand up for themselves get Gaddafi'd. Like, just straight up.
Yep.
You know, get Gaddafi'd or Japan. You know, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. It's like, oh, you don't want to play ball? Watch this. Yep. See what I'm going to do to you.
That's right.
Psalm 64 from 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Right, so there is secret councils, right? For those of you who don't believe in, you know, conspiracy theories and that, there is secret councils. There are secret discussions that go on behind people's backs, but you know, from the public's backs. Like, they have, like, these well organizations, they speak one thing in front of press and stuff like that to relay to the public, and there's another thing after the doors are closed. You know, because they can't stay the whole day. They can't follow them, you know, all day. You know what I mean? They have secret discussions, man.
Yeah.
They plan on what to do next, and you're giving like a very shorthand thing of what they want you to know.
Yeah, but once again, even the whole thing with the press, it's like the press is a part of the
machine. It's a part of it, yeah.
You know, that's every scandal that you see is a scandal, which, you know, going back onto what we were saying, there is a reason why they let out the whole Partygate thing or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, because then people are like, yeah, but last time you lot were just partying. How can we take you guys seriously?
Everything's a psyop.
It's a psyop.
Because now it makes you feel like, oh, yeah, you can't trust these people. But then the next time it's like, oh, we're not going to trust you now. Yeah. But now you're going to suffer from not trusting them.
Yeah.
You know? And now you're gonna have to trust them again.
Yeah, it's a mental game, because it is. I remember
that's like an abusive relationship. That's yeah. You know, with like the sick movies. You know, when the father's, you know, doing things with his daughter and that kind of stuff, and he's just mentally abusing her too. Yeah. It's like that. That's how Esau's treating the people, man. Yeah. And he's just messing with their minds, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's like.
Yeah, real talk. Abusive relationship for real.
You
know. Also, because I was going to say, because the whole Partygate thing right here in the UK, I think when it was coming up, but these guys were doing blood sacrifices during the same time. So how comes that didn't, you know, make the news? Because they didn't want it to make the news. Anything that makes the news, and you end up with, you know, public outrage. Look, these people don't get worried or don't get outraged or don't protest unless they're told to protest, unless they're told to be outraged. Right, that's why certain things, major things happen in the world. It's like, oh my God, that happened, and then the next day it's completely out of the news cycle.
It's gone.
Out of the news cycle, because Esau was like, yeah, don't think about that.
I said before we started filming and everything, like, there was an article that I saw yesterday, but I lost it. I couldn't even find it again. You know,
That's it.
It is what it is, you know, for the spirit. But you know, there's plenty of things that go on in Earth that are just not already reported on, man. You know. They want you focused on something else.
Yeah. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
Right, so like I mentioned, Jake is a big target for them because we're adversaries. We're the main oppositions to one another, man. He's fighting against us in the spirit. Right? So he's trying to take what is supposed to be ours. So he needs us to fail. That's why he keeps us in all this madness, in all this wickedness. And he knows the judgment at the end.
Yeah.
So if he can get Jake to take the MOTB, there's no way they can be delivered. He knows this. So everything is his his methods of getting us to that point. You know, making us super dependent on him and having us to submit to him.
Yeah.
Because that's what ends up, you know, taking place. You submit, you take his mark, and then you're destroyed, thinking that you're being saved. But Esau knows what he's doing. He wants you destroyed. He don't want you on the planet. You know?
Yeah. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
An evil matter. Like, they make it sound like they're trying to prevent the next one. You know? But they're actively progressing the next one.
Yeah.
That's why this whole debate about how it came about in the first place, who was involved, and Fauci and all this stuff, man. He you know what? Yeah, you could tell the man was lying. You know, gain a research function. Nah, we weren't involved in that. We didn't do none of that. But it says here, had Rand Paul in it, right? He's grilling him, man. He's grilling him, man. And he's like, no. But everything suggests that he did. He did know, and he was doing that.
Yeah, he's playing off of, what was that word? Playing semantics, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, because
look, it changed the definition on the website. I was like, what do you mean? That's not what he said before, though.
That's it. But that's his devil for you, man.
Yeah.
You know, but he will still leave that bit of open crumb so that you can have that distrust. But then also, on the other hand, he's then able to say, look, we've told these guys we're lying.
Yep.
And they still believe us. Like, he knows there's certain people that he just like, look, that group of people, they're good slaves. Or they may just be like, look, man, we need people that are a bit more better thinkers in the NWO.
well, you know, back in the past, you know, that wasn't possible. We always spoke about, was it the blue list and the red list, right?
Yeah.
Because they got lists of people.
Yeah.
Who they're going to be targeting in that time when Esau comes with the sword and stuff like that. They know who's easy to control, who's down with the order, and who's those that really are going to resist the order. Right, and so you know they get put on a separate list, right? And all this is just filtering out who's at what stage right now.
Yeah.
You know, because some might have gone from red to blue or blue to red, and you know it's just a filtering process. And so they know, they know everybody. Like YouTube knows, who everybody is.
Twitter knows
what they're thinking because they say it on the videos or what they're what they're tweeting or what they're Xing now, whatever you want to put it now. They know, so they know who to go after. You know, and who to sully their name and you know make deepfake videos about, and they know who to attack at that time, right? Because obviously we're going to be on that list, so our face is going to pop up and things like that, and it's these guys that they're doing this and doing that, and you know it ain't true, but they know who to target in that time, and they got all the resources at the disposal to do that, you know. So it's just Esau at work being the devil, you know, preparing for his time because he thinks it's his time. You know, that day when he's going to be able to get everybody or as near as possible hipped. You know, to take his mark.
Yeah. Says they commune of laying stairs privily saying, "Who shall see them?"
They get proud thinking, yeah, look, I've told them this and I've shown them that, but they still don't understand it. Yeah. So it's like they just sleepwalking into a trap, and you are just sleepwalking into a trap. You know, they've given you no reason to trust them. I mean, you might say, oh yeah, but they've done this, yeah. So that's why there's always that debate. But like, they have shown you that they're no good. They've shown it that they're no good, right? Yeah. The history says they're no good.
Oh, that's the Amy Winehouse song, isn't it? You know that I'm no good.
Yeah, they've shown you over the years that they're no good, but you feel like he's good now.
But this is it, like you said, that abusive relationship, man.
Yeah.
You know, that Stockholm syndrome. People, Esau's made these people so dependent on systems, right? On absolute systems. Now, I remember a few years back, you know, before the CV, right, going to, you know, the country of my birth, you know, sort some stuff out. They all, you know, women were complaining about, you know, the issues of maternity wards. I remember just thinking, wait there, I would expect all of you women to know how to, like, bring up a child to term and, you know, have births or whatever. But you're just going to show you that Esau has removed knowledge out of the entire world. Right, such that once again, these, you know, not saying, you know, Esau make it sound like everywhere in Africa is the fucking bush. I'm not saying that's how it's like, but you know, that's a place where I would expect women to still have the art of, like, I forget the name, but it's like when you actually helping with the actual pregnancy itself, where the child is coming out. Right, I'm bringing all of that out to say this is like everywhere in this world, Esau has removed knowledge and like placed it in these, you know, limited areas so that everyone has no choice but to go to him.
He's created a nation of idiocracy.
Yeah.
And so you're not really able to think for yourselves. you are needed to be fought for. Like he needs to tell you what to do.
Yeah. And he has the answers. Like, let's be real. How many of us know how to actually, like, grow food successfully? You know?
Yep.
But everyone knows how to go to Tesco. Everyone knows how to, you know, order and deliver.
Self-serve.
That's it.
But yeah, don't have to plant tomatoes though.
Yeah.
No, I'll speak first myself. I don't.
Yeah.
I haven't really done any of that stuff before, but you know, but Esau has changed how people think. Right, and he's really dumbed down people.
Yeah.
You know, and that suits him because you know it makes him feel superior for one, and it makes you easier to control.
Yeah.
You know.
That's it. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
So they know exactly when they want to drop it, how they want to drop it, what they're gonna do after they've dropped it. They already know all these things in advance. You know, it's not something. Oh, we're trying to follow the science and we're trying to work out this. This has nothing to do with any of that.
Cap, as they say.
That's just making it like, oh, we're trying to react to it, and it makes it like, oh yeah, it's just happening. No, it's carefully thought out.
Yeah.
Everything's carefully thought out, man.
Planned.
You know, like I said, these variants and stuff like that, they shouldn't really exist.
Yeah.
But Esau makes a way for them to exist.
Yeah.
You know, and you know he might blame it on some bat soup somewhere. You know.
Yeah. Theatricality and deception.
Yeah.
Powerful agents of the uninitiated.
Yeah, that's right. You know.
But we are initiated, aren't we?
Yeah. League of Shadows, man. That's what these men are about. They're the League of Shadows.
Yeah.
You know.
Did I read Psalms 55? 21. Words of his mouth?
No, you haven't, I don't think.
Psalms 55, 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Right, so like I said, Esau out here acting like he helping people and trying to help you and all this kind of business, but in his mind, what he's really doing is waging war.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to get you to submit. That's an act of war. You know? You trying to make your enemy submit. And he knows how to go about that, but he's got many methods of trying to do that. It isn't just by we know he's best with the sword. That is always his go-to when things are not working out, right? But he has other methods, right? He has garnered knowledge from the earth, and you know he's wiser than Daniel, so he knows things and how to get things done, you know. But again, like, and you know he's getting help from Satan, he's getting help, you know, from higher powers and stuff like that. But Satan's, you know, leading him into perdition, you know, because Satan's not really on his side.
That's it.
Satan's been set up to deceive even Esau into his own destruction.
Well, that's what Isaiah 47, right, where the Lord is mocking. So stand now with thine enchantments, man.
Yep.
You know,
consult these demons. What are they going to help? They're not going to help you.
That's it.
You know, and it's not the first time the Lord has sent lion spirits into, you know, down to people before. So yeah, Esau's being deceived himself. Because he's so proud, he just doesn't, you don't see it.
No, I see it.
You know, so but the Satan's having him for a ride, and at the end, Esau gonna be the laughing stock. Everyone gonna be laughing at him. You know, demons, angels, men, the Lord. Everyone gonna be laughing at the other nations.
Is this the man?
Yeah, everyone's gonna be looking at him like, yeah, you're an idiot. You know, you just did it. You're doing too much, man.
Yeah, as we always joke, like, you know, we're gonna be speaking of our children and the kingdom, going like, yeah, man, they thought they could fight against the Most High. Just even, we'll see it at camp, and I always laugh because, like, bro, this man actually thinks
it's a ridiculous thing to think about, you know.
He's gonna take F-16s against the Most High. I was shy the angels,
and that's it, and that's why Esau is known as the greatest fool.
Yeah,
he's the basest man. He's not worthy, man. But this is who we have in rulership right now. So this is what we've got to deal with, and this is why this world is so messed up, because he's just a fool.
Yeah.
The fool has said in his heart there is no God. He just thinks he thinks he's the guy. He's the one. You know.
Yeah.
But he's about to be shown to the nth level that he's just nothing. You know.
Isaiah 14:16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, right, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the world, that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Yeah, where does all these great plans and you know, where do these great plans lead you? It didn't lead you to greatness. It led you to shame and destruction.
Yeah. Like him. The red man.
And it's gonna be like you never had no kingdom.
Yeah, because he did that, but that's poetic. because that's what Esau did to Jake. Jake, you know, which it was all prophecy, right? Because the scripture says that we will discontinue from our heritage, right? But Jake, we speak to Jake, say, oh, by the way, you know, where the Israelites, where this, that. Jake don't want to hear it, because for them there is no evidence that was even that's even possible, right? Esau got rid of all of that information, right? So just in the same way, we gonna do the same to you, right? We gonna remove, and that's in the prophecy, because let's be real, a lot of your landmarks are straight up witchcraft, man.
Yeah, Scripture speaks about not leaving you any remnant, no root, no branch, no nephew, no nothing, right? And all, like I say, all your monuments and everything, it's gonna be taken down, destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, made into rubble. You know, it's gonna be as though you had not been. It's gonna be like you never existed.
That's it.
You know, and we don't feel sad about that.
No, we look forward.
You know, some people might feel sad about Esau, about what's gonna happen to him, but he deserves every last thing that happens to him. You know, and in reality, ain't no one gonna miss him.
That's it.
You know, everyone's gonna look down upon him and know that you just a piece of shit.
Because right now the Lord has, you know, if you will, like a hedge around Esau, right? For instance, that curse of Cain, right? You know, anyone that touches Cain,
nothing can be done to him until the time is
exactly.
You know, it's to its time. You know. You
know, because right now the Lord has a wall over people's eyes, because people will look up to this one, Esau, Mr. White Man, whatever, what have you. Right? But in the kingdom, things are gonna be, you know, re-established. Like you read Job, the 30th chapter, it says they were driven forth among men. We're gonna go back into that, man. Yeah. Right, which goes to show the power of the Lord, because he's gone from a state of, you know, base as man, right, driven forth from among men, to a revered man, right, a feared man.
Yeah.
You know, he goes to because I've had certain one of my work colleagues, he went out there to what was it, Shanghai, one of them places there, out in the land of Moab in China, and he was like, man, they just told us to go straight into VIP. You know, they treated us great. You know, because they wanted to, you know, because out there it's like, if you got white man, you know, so-called white man,
they got the money and all that stuff.
They got the money, but it makes the area looks good. So there's actual job where it's just an Edomite gets to go to meetings just so that business looks like a legit business.
They do that. They do that. Yeah, it's backed by Esau, so it's gotta be good.
You know, but that's all gonna go back into what it was before, and that is, they're not gonna want this man anywhere around, man. You know, and I say it goes to the Edomite woman too, because you might have Edomite women out here and just be a concubine. Let me tell you, only the finest of you are gonna be concubines. Yeah, only the finest. Just like how you have like some creepy ass cracker having one of the finest Jake women, one of the finest heathen women, but because he's Mr. White Man, he can do it, right? That's the same thing. We ain't gonna be dealing with you know, cave beasts like that, man.
And they're still not gonna enjoy it.
That's it.
You know. But yeah, you know, we know, you know, Esau, you know, he's always scheming and planning the next thing. So we just wait and see how this all turns out. Because as I said, they're talking about this winter. And Biden was talking about a dark winter before. And, you know.
Plus it's an election season.
It is.
You know?
Yep.
Because that's one of the things.
Them man trying to arrest Trump and put him in jail. Yeah. It was us. Who madness is going on?
Which that's gonna lead into mayhem. If he serves one day in jail, that's gonna cause problems, man.
Yeah, he out on bail or something right now.
Know?
It's just a lot of messy things going on right now. And like I said, you can throw this into the equation in the winter, and the real numbers start. You know, people start dropping dead. Real numbers. Yeah, next year is gonna be crazy.
Gonna be deadly,
It's gonna be crazy, isn't it? Yeah. And you know, we look forward to see what comes of all of this. You know, I don't know if you got any more scriptures or not.
Nah, that was it.
All right then, you know, so we're gonna end it there. We're gonna say all praise and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Kodash. Again, double honors unto the elders, the apostles, GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole elect out there. Okay, so next time, Shalom.